Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am one of your hosts from Video Game VSU Review, Adam Morgan, and today I will be doing a solo show. So, today I will be talking about the future of gaming, well, consoles to be more specific. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because we're in an interesting time right now in the world where with this ongoing pandemic we're kind of seeing like the release of multiple games, and so at the same time this year is supposed to be the year where the next gen consoles are supposed to come out, or future gen, however you want to call it. And so this year PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X is supposed to come out, but due to the current events happening around the world, I'm afraid that I feel as if the consoles might get delayed until at least next year or for another 2 years. Now, I say that because, I don't think we've had this big of a problem worldwide in a long time. And the last time that we did, I don't think I was alive during such a time. So this is the first time where I feel like a lot of us have lived through a pandemic of this proportion. And so therefore we're not used to the delays that might come from it. So in this case with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series One X, it might get delayed until next year. And so really that's, I don't want to say it's a big issue, but it's a big topic that's been brought up lately around the whole community, because is it safe to release a console during this time of year? Because not during this time of year, but during this time of panic, really. So I'd say that it's better off if they delayed it. Because right now, granted, it would be nice for a console to come out during this time, because a lot of people are stuck at home and they can't really do much. So, but play video games. So really, it's kind of it's interesting because, growing up, my parents used to always say playing video games weren't going to get me anywhere in life. Granted, it's true, but at the same time, no, it kind of does. It depends on, what type of excitement, not even that, but what type of entertainment that it brings out of you. Which is why, a lot of people say, oh, man, growing up, if you went from, PlayStation 2 to Xbox 360 to PS4, you're a real one. Or it's one of those things. It's like consoles have this ability to bring out the best/worst in people. And so, really, I'd say, honestly, over time that, consoles are they're really the same thing. And when I say that, I mean, granted, each console brings something unique. Like, the PlayStation brings the unique DualShock controller, and that charges by literally plugging it up. The Xbox One still relies on batteries. The Nintendo Switch is a handheld/home console. It has their own plus and benefits from it. But at the end of the day, consoles are actually kind of the same thing, because granted they have exclusive games that come out on that console, but at the same time, I mean, you games come out on the same system constantly. Which is why I honestly think that over time, from all my years of playing video games, I'd suggest that people honestly stop. I wouldn't say stop investing in consoles, but stop buying them as frequently as they do now. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that I'm talking about right now, because I have all three major systems, and don't get me wrong, I get the best of both worlds because I use all three of them just about equally. I use my Nintendo Switch just to play Pokemon. I use my PS4 to play fighting games exclusively. And I use my Xbox to play everything else. And it's for me, each console, each system has its own function that I use it for. What else? My Xbox One, I use it for all my home entertainment, because It's to me, it's more accessible. I feel like the Xbox One was made for the casual gamer, while the PS4 was made for like someone who's a hardcore gamer. Because it's like the accessibility on both consoles it's very different from each other. It's easier to navigate the dashboard on an Xbox One than it is on a PS4. It's just interesting. And now Nintendo Switch is like a combination of it both. Because PS4 brings in the hardcore gamers that were in the handheld consoles, and it brings in the home entertainment feature as well. So I feel like it's a great in between for like people who enjoyed playing Pokemon and like Monster Hunter growing up. And so really it's the whole console thing, like back to the main subject of it getting like of the future gen getting released this year or not. I do really feel like it should get pushed back. And I think it's more for the safety of the people that have to like get together on a regular basis to talk about the patches and updates and whatnot. Granted, they can do it online, which would be easier for them to do. But at the same time, it's like, yeah. But it's like the consoles that are the future of console industry. It's like it's in a very interesting place right now, because Xbox Series X, that console is basically a PC but with controllers. And it's the way it's the way that it was built. It's the parts inside of it. It's very interesting. It's a very powerful console. Xbox kind of like threw me off when they came out with the Xbox One X, because I didn't expect such a console to be so powerful and able to run games like that. Consoles are really trying to get rid of loading screens. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people who enjoy consoles should honestly think about switching to PC. And now, my argument for that is, a PC, don't get me wrong, it costs a lot of money at first when you first get it, but you can constantly cycle through parts and upgrade it over time. Granted, you don't have those games exclusives that you'll get on the PS4, like the God of War or like Horizon 4 Dawn or stuff like that. But the unique thing about the PC marketplace is that there are so many games and so many like different genres that are attached to it. There's so many games that PC gets that doesn't even get talked about by console players. And so I feel like they have a great advantage over console. So, and not only that, a PC during this time would be great because like I said, you don't have to wait for it to get delayed or anything. You can build it by yourself. You can build it on your own. And so it's one of those things where it's like, if I had the ability to, I would definitely make a desktop computer. But I can't, which sucks. The perks of living in my apartment complex, right? But at the same time, like just me having a gaming laptop, that changed a lot for me, because I got a chance to mess with the graphics, and I got a chance to play with mouse and keyboard, which is something that I wasn't used to growing up. So it's an interesting experience for a console player to shift over from console to PC, and it's like it can be good or it can be bad. It just depends on the experience that you go for, really, at the end of the day. And so, really, I just have to say that I personally think that consoles, don't get me wrong, they're a good thing, but at the same time, I feel like that they could also be a bad thing. Well, not a bad thing, but a nuisance when it comes to money, because over time, they release a brand new console that's the same console, but just a little bit more stronger. So I feel like that's the biggest issue with the console industry as a whole, that they always, like, it's basically you get upsold each time a new console comes out. And you're just like, why? Why didn't this just come out originally? It's the same thing that goes with games that get developed, like, that get released super early, and then it comes out with DLC that you have to pay for in the future. Why couldn't this have been added on in the beginning? Why are you just selling me an unfinished product? But I digress. At the end of the day, who knows? I'm probably going to end up getting, like, probably the PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. Now I'm probably getting that PlayStation 5 just so I can play fighting games again, and then I'm probably sticking to PC. I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's going to take time. But thank you for tuning in and listening to Video Game VSU Review. I am your host for today, Adam Morgan, and thank you. Toodles.